Hello guys, this is day 16 of a 100-day monk mode challenge, and my rules are, I'll repeat them. No dopamine, 10 minutes of meditation per day, 30 minutes of sport a day, 6 hours of sleep and organic food, 3 blocks for 4 hours each of work, and 1 work block of money making moves. And that's gonna last for 100 days, and I'm founder of a branding agency that is called TOO.BADASS. Let's check what are my insights on business and branding today, and I wrote them down in the notebook today. Pretty special day, not on the phone or anywhere else, pretty authentic. Part of that because I have no electricity for almost a day right now, and partly it felt really authentic. And why this video is really true and honest, because I'm recording that right after sport, and I just had a lot of thoughts to put out of my head, to clear my head from, and yes, I want to do that right now with you. So the first insight is, what things should I remove from my day? What were the bad decisions I made yesterday? So these are 2 questions that I've asked myself today in the morning. I was listening to a podcast by Daniel Martel. So he said, what I mentioned previously is, we are adding too much things in our lives. Like we're scheduling events because we're supposed to do them. Right, you're supposed to visit that birthday party. We are supposed to meet somebody because they asked us for coffee. We are supposed to travel somewhere, and just because it's appropriate, just because it's a social standard, right? Or there are other things that you kind of supposed to do, but you can delegate that or skip that, eliminate that. And what makes people more productive, efficient, and reach the goals is eliminating the things that are not serving you, and removing more of the stuff. And this Daniel Martel, he was presenting us with example of his family. So he would remove non-organic food from his house, or gadgets from kids, etc. And he'd say, in a couple of days, I see that I kind of have different people in my house. They act differently, and they are more conscious, and they have better, more happy, fulfilled life. They are spending more time together as a family and playing more, and you see the effect it does on people. And he didn't add any meditation, any super smart approach to bring up kids. He just removed the stuff that was poisoning their life, and that's what we actually do. When I honestly, many people do not believe that, but if you look at my phone, I do not have any apps apart from basic apps, right? Like Notebook and Messenger. I have a clock there. I have banking apps, or things that are just for the household, and that's it. I delete social media. That's stupid a little bit, but I delete all social media apps at all, in general, from my phone totally for a week. I download that on Sunday when I upload all the content, and then I'm again off all the apps. I might keep YouTube for some days, mostly, but other than that, nothing. And I'm trying to delete YouTube lately. I'm trying to switch to Apple Podcasts, but it's not working out that great for me right now. So removing stuff helped me a lot, and I'm trying to do, I'll repeat this example. So there was a man who was supposed to write a book, and when he felt bored or lazy to write a book, he would just lock himself in a room, get a paper and pen, and he was supposed to write, but he couldn't do anything else. So he eliminated the rest of the stuff. And when you do not have the rest of the stuff, you have to work, right? And yes, sometimes we overload ourselves with healthy, productive routines, like You have to do this sport. You have to do the cold plunge. You have to do the facelift massage. You have to meditate. You have to do. That's all bullshit because it's not doing the thing that you should be doing. I have only 2 bullshit things I do in a day is meditate and do sport. And maybe I'll even eliminate meditation just because I don't see the result from that. I might replace meditation with this, like talking, analyzing, and writing down insights, because it also takes up the time, and I'll be more dedicated. Yes, good thought. Another insight: I make a promise to myself to respect my own time. Sometimes you see in communication or in your life that some people might not respect your time. So there are friends who are asking you out and they do not know what are they going to talk to you about, or like what is the time you're spending, what is the useful thing they are bringing into your life. Or there are clients who might not see the time limit, or there are different interactions in your life, team members that also do not see the time limit for your educational process. But essentially, what I understood is all your responsibility. If you do not respect your own time, other people won't. You are the one responsible for setting those boundaries. And I'm often being too friendly, too good, too careful. And I'm like, let's not care about my time. I'm not a transactional person. I'm ready to give all of my time if I admire the person, the team member, right, the colleague, the client, whoever. But what I learned is at the end it comes out sideways for me, because relations are transactional, even if that's friendship. So if you respect your own time, if you set your own boundaries, if you said that you're gonna do this work and not like hang out with friends, and you do that, you keep the promise to yourself, then others will respect your time as well. They'll see you as an example. If you keep yourself organized, others will act organized in front of you. So you have to communicate that and set the example. And that's what I just realized today, which was pretty late. But I have to be a bit more transactional with my time and value my time more, respect my time more. Not do the exceptions and promises and overpromise all the time. For example, I have Sundays set for recording content for a week, but I always sacrifice Sundays for some side project, for some calls, for some people to hang out with, and it's bad experience. If I have that locked for the content, that should be the content. The next insight: if you hang around people who don't value their time, they will waste yours. It's the same. Act like your hours are worth more before they actually do. So this example from Naval Ravikant. I listened to also some of his piece of content and read some of those, and I adore him. And what he did in his career is he set the price of his hour for $500 before it was worth that. And it didn't mean that his hours, he was that busy that he didn't have any more hours in a day or in a week to spend. He just set the price and that's it. It doesn't mean that like he might have nothing else to do, right? But if he has the value for his time, he will reach the level of the output for this time. And that's why you have to ask yourself also a question: what should be the level of my output, a level of my work to be worth that cost? And often this price comes before you actually reach the level of that work. I want to tell you an interesting story. I don't think anybody heard that, but I was selling my hours for $15 for pretty substantial period of time for like 3 first years of my work. And I was even a mentor at the time in UI UX design. I would keep working for $15 per hour. And then I'd have already my students who would finish studying with me, and they would start working with some of the agencies I worked with, and they started off working for $18 with the same people I work for, and I would keep working for $15. That's how I'm not saying, honestly, at the time I felt like they are my students and like they are charging more than I do. I taught them. And that's when the students exceeded the teacher, and that's my mistake. I didn't have to be upset or envious or anything. That's me who undervalues her time. And just an interesting story. So you set the value first and then you reach that level also, but these both like come together. The next insight: if you wake up and say you want to be number one, your actions should be bold. You can't wake up and drag your feet. When you set the goals that are not mediocre, that are high, then there is no excuse for you being mediocre, for dragging your feet. And it's interesting, I haven't yet set a goal like that. But there are people who are saying, like, do not set yourself a goal like to make 10K a month, because everybody can do that. And majority of people have even more potential, like to earn even more. So if you're reaching, like, if you're setting these little goals, that would take you more time to reach them. And when you reach them, you will lose the drive to maybe go for more. So set really high goals. And maybe I should be setting myself really higher goals. I'm setting my goals too low. Another insight is, I was talking recently on a call with my client, and she said that the goals I'm setting are not like standard level of earning for my country, Ukraine, and they are, but for the people I listen to, for the content that I consume, for like my circle of people, for the people who I live among, right? For my worldview, this is the starting point. So I started comparing myself to the people I used to grow up with, and to the initial level of things, and I'm like, I'm enough. I don't have to do much more. But no, I should be doing more. I should be striving for more. That's my drive. I don't know what I was trying to say with that. The next insight: when you think you are out, there is more. Often there is a meme or like fun picture on the internet when there is two guys who are digging for diamonds or gold. They're digging the tunnels underground, and there is one guy who is super close to the diamonds. There is just thin wall behind him and diamonds, but he stops because it gets hard, and he just gives up. And there is another guy who is just like far away from the diamonds, right? But he is not losing the drive, and he's gonna get there. So the most common place or moment when people give up is when things get super hard, is when you are really close to the win. And maybe that's not rational, and I can't even calculate that, I can't predict that, maybe that's not true, but I do think that I am getting close to the moment of like it being the hardest, and close to the success level, because I'm losing part of my team right now, because I am losing the level of communication with many clients. There are many things that are upsetting and that are hard, but I don't feel like that is hard. I don't feel like it's bad. I do still have the drive. So yeah, the wind is close. And the last insight, I think, is the unfortunate part is most people won't do more until they are desperate. It's sad, but it's true. Even me, when I know that I've had a good month, that I've been working hard, that I have the resources, that I have the team functioning, that I have the project, that I have the money, I'm not desperate, I won't press hard enough to get like 100% out of the project, out of me. But when it gets desperate, like I find the resources outside the, from somewhere I haven't seen yet before in me. So it's interesting, but that's how it works. And keeping yourself organized, disciplined every day just to have progress is really important, because that's essentially you being serious about your goal and about reaching stuff, not living a mediocre life. And it's sad for me, honestly. I truly do not see a lot of people in my real life just yet who are thinking big enough, who have not mediocre goals. And it is a little bit discouraging, but I'm used to that. And I know that I'm not gonna give up, I'm not like that. But so many people around me are just thinking about getting there, like they're like getting the paychecks, spending all their money in the months, and they are getting the next paycheck. They're all like renting, or the goal is to have a kid. It's beautiful, but that's not the ultimate goal of existence for me, at least. And the goal is not to build world level business, but to have business to support your needs. And these goals are really small. I used to see small goals, and it's hard to keep pushing for a huge goal. And sometimes I do if I'm being honest here, I do feel like a weirdo really often by recording the videos nobody's watching, by posting the content nobody gives anything about, by keeping this cold generation, or texting WhatsApp to people, or like talking to strangers. It's weird, and I do feel weird. It's uncomfortable, but I don't care anymore. I used to think when I was a kid that I'm normal. I am like everybody else, but it restricts you. You have to live within like super strict frames to be normal. So I just accepted at some point that I am not normal, and it gives you the freedom to do weird stuff and don't care like about what others think. And that's what I'm doing. I have to get back to work. I hope that soon I'm gonna have these electricity cuts over. Just yeah, I set up the lights and I forgot they're not working. So we have weird setup today. See you tomorrow, and we'll see how we're reaching the goal. Keep safe.